Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry. As we get into tonight's video recap, I'm giving you a couple of things that I think could be getting ready for a little bit more upside. Now, of course, I know the market has had a pretty healthy run. Closed a little weak today. Obviously, we could have a couple of down days inside a week and not really damage too much. Also, at some point, things will change and the dips will be not worth buying anymore. But until those things actually come to fruition, I'm usually not trying to find the top, and I'm trying to find charts like this that you may find helpful. So for AMD, we can begin by going back here into the high that you made into 2021. So you can see that was a really great push up here into 164.46, then a multi-year correction staying below that for some time. But if you go back and make note of that swing high, I believe it gives so much context to where we are with more of a daily view, right? So again, we see this off the weekly, we see where that old swing high extended out to the right, then has a little bit more meaning when you bring it back into a daily chart. So what last week looked so bad, right? Because you have 4 days of basically moving straight down, and then a big part of that accelerated move. You see how it took you just below that previous annual low, and then you have a huge reversal off of it. So not only do I feel like bears may be stuck a little bit, but you're back above the 21 EMA. You have a squeeze in play, and I would say that pullbacks into the 170 area, if you could get them, should be buying opportunities for 188, 200, and then eventually extensions overhead. So that's probably my favorite of the group that I'm going to give you. And then from there, we can move over to Marvell. So not to be confused with the Marvel comic universe, but Marvell, also part of the chip names here, and facing a pretty key decision. So when you look at this, it gives it context by first coming and looking at the weekly. So we start by looking at the 93.85 down into the 34, and inside that, the 618 retracement, which is very often a spot where products can fail. So you see from the big picture view how I map out 70, 89, and then just like that previous example, we'll then go down into a daily chart, and you see a little bit more now about that 618 and where it has come from. So we say, okay, I can see that that's resistance, and that's a spot that we could fail. But the daily 21 EMA is generally lower left to upper right, and the pullback that you saw there on Friday was respected about to the tick. So as long as the 21 EMA can be respected and the squeeze momentum continues to roll up, I think there's a way you get through this, and then you're on your way up here into 82. So that's another Fireline roadmap that could be underway. And then finally, I'm going to give you one that needs a little bit of work. And even to say, if you're trying to be bearish, maybe this is one to look at. I will not be doing that. I at least want to acknowledge that it does need some work, though. And the thing that I'll look at for patterns that are trying to reverse is that they can break in a way where they're failing at the 618 retracement of the previous down move. So you can see from 292.66, pretty serious flush. That gets you down a good bit. And then again, the patterns inside this, where if bears are going to take over, they're going to try to do it at the 618 retracement of that move. You can see that was almost today's high. Then I like to combine that with a measurement of the rally that preceded the decline. And those create the clusters where if this thing is going to roll over, those would be spots to do it from. What I'm going to wait for is a couple of days of momentum trying to continue to shift to the buy side to see if it can establish support up above this level. And if it does start to see daily closes in this vicinity, well, then the push up into 300 and beyond is going to be another spot to look for some risk. So that's just a few names that I have got on my watch list, the patterns that seem to stand out, and I hope you find them helpful with your trading. Y'all have a great night, and I hope to see you in the room tomorrow. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.